channel, Learning is Good Fun. I'm Seema. I'm Seema. I'm Seema. I'm Seema. I'm Seema.
Tour of Cambridge. Your tour of Cambridge will last for approximately an hour and a quarter if you remain on the bus. During the tour you will see many of our university colleges and teaching departments, the contrast between the city and the surrounding fenland, and experience many of the sights and sounds that are a part of our beautiful and historic city. Before we leave this bus stop, could I ask you to remain seated at all times whilst the bus is in motion, as there are several parts of the tour where the tree branches overhang the roadway. Only leave your seat when the bus is safely parked at a bus stop. Out of consideration to your driver and other passengers, can I point out that smoking is not permitted on any of our sightseeing buses, and all mobile telephones should be set to silent mode or switched off. Thank you. We will now continue along our route by heading to the city, so that you can see some of the ways in which the city and university have continued to develop over the past centuries. As we leave this stop, to your left is Darwin College, which is one of 5 postgraduate colleges here in Cambridge. It was founded in 1964 and houses around 500 students. Darwin was the first Cambridge college to accept both men and women. The college takes its name from the famous naturalist Charles Darwin, who wrote the book Origin of Species in 1859. The central part of the college was the original Darwin family home. We are now turning right onto Queen's Road, which is also known as the Banks. Coming up on your right in a little while is the world-famous view of King's College Chapel. If you would like to take a photograph of the chapel, please have your cameras ready now. Please remember not to stand up whilst the bus is moving. King's College was founded by King Henry VI in 1441, a year after he founded Eton College at Windsor. The foundation stone of the chapel was laid in 1446. The chapel has the largest stone fan-vaulted ceiling in the world. Behind the altar is Rubens' masterpiece, The Adoration of the Magi.
আর বুঝেছো? আই শুনো এখানে নামতে লাগবে দেখার জন্য এখন না পুরোটা দেখে নি পরের এখান থেকে গিয়ে আর ব্যথা হয়ে যায় এভাবে ধরলে ছোট স্টিক থাকলে সুবিধা
Although the view to your right is partially hidden by the trees, we will shortly be approaching the grounds of Trinity College. King Henry VIII merged King's Hall and Michaelhouse colleges to make Trinity the largest and richest Cambridge college, and founded Trinity in 1546. The famous architect Sir Christopher Wren designed the libraries, which which you may just see through the trees on your right. One of the most famous manuscripts housed here is the original handwritten copy of the children's classic, Winnie the Pooh.
না বাবা শক্ত করে ধর
The garden on your right belongs to the pastor of St John's College and is known as the wilderness. The grass is only mown twice a year, to let the spring bulbs develop. College, which trains ministers for the United Reformed Church. The gold carving on the end facing the roundabout is of a burning bush, and the Latin inscription beneath it translates as, "And yet it was not consumed," the motto of Scottish Presbyterianism.
বসো বসো খুশি বস মাথা ফেটে যাবে
Coming up on our right is Lucy Cavendish College, which was founded in 1765 for children as part of the term of education later in life. Originally, mature men within age 28 or over, though maturity is now accepted as being over the age of 21. The college is named after Lady Lucy Cavendish, niece of the British Prime Minister William Gladstone. As we continue along the back of the road, we will drive past one of our modern, high-technology research parks, taking out towards the picturesque villages of Coton and Ladbroke. Shortly to the right is Churchill College, named after the great political leader Sir Winston Churchill. Some critics have joked that the building is modelled on his discarded cigar boxes. Churchill was inspired by a visit in 1955 to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and decided to found an institution to promote mathematics and sciences. Churchill College still insists that 70% of its students attend to study science, mathematics or engineering. The thriving archives sector of the college has recently contained various pins and memoirs belonging to Lady Margaret Thatcher. Approaching to your left is the West Cambridge site of the university. The front building you will see used to be the Microsoft Research Centre, which was developed by Bill Gates, who donated £50 million towards the project. Behind the former research centre are the new Cavendish laboratories. It was in the original laboratory in the centre of Cambridge that Crick and Watson discovered the structure of DNA, and Rutherford led the team who split the nucleus of the atom. They established Cambridge as a centre for commerce and market trading. They were followed by the Vikings from Scandinavia, who arrived some 400 years later, and true to their seafaring ways, gave Cambridge a thriving port. The river was still being used for trading until the early part of the 20th century. As we leave Station Road, on the corner is the new Microsoft Research Centre.
খুব খাবার আসছে তো পরিষ্কার ব্যাগ তো তুমি আগের সাথে চলে আসো
If you look to your right, you will see the Royal Albert Homes. These charming homes were originally built in the 19th century and have been recently refurbished to provide accommodation for some of the senior citizens of the city. They're named after Prince Albert, who was the consort of Queen Victoria and Chancellor of the university at the time they were built.
মাথাটা ধর।
The Norman conquest of England came in 1066. William the Conqueror reached Cambridge with his army in 1068 and built a wooden Motte and Bailey castle, which was later rebuilt with stone. The castle Bailey is no longer visible, but the Motte, or high bank of earth, can be seen adjacent to Shire Hall in Council Street and still offers sweeping views across the city. The history of Cambridge changed dramatically in 1209. Rioting in Oxford, which is always called the other place by local residents, forced students and teachers to flee for their lives. Legend has it that the rioting was caused when a group of students were practicing archery in Oxford and accidentally killed a townswoman. King John allowed the townswoman to take students hostage and revenge for the war. Some students fled to Paris, some to Reading and others settled here in Cambridge. The arriving students discovered a town much older than Oxford and found safety and sanctuary in many of the monastic buildings. Some of these buildings were named after his colleges. We'll see many of these on the tour. Ahead of the bus at the traffic lights is a small white milestone. It was placed here in 1729 and was the first in a series of milestones erected along the main road to London. We are now exactly 1 mile from the centre of Cambridge, and this distance is measured from the University Church of Great St Mary in the very heart of the city centre. The area of land on your right is the Botanic Garden of the University of Cambridge. This is the only department of the university that is officially open to the public. The garden was established in 1846 and is considered to be one of the most important in the country, second only to Kew Gardens in London. The gardens cover approximately 40 acres and contain a marvellous collection of plants, trees and shrubs. They are a wonderful place to relax and unwind and include, amongst other things, a tropical rainforest, a dry garden and a sensory garden for the visually impaired. Over 10,000 different species of plants are cultivated here. If you wish to visit the Botanic Gardens, you can leave the bus to the next stop. The main entrance is in Pavement Street, which is the next road on the right-hand side. On your left are the buildings and sports fields of the Lees School. This is the second oldest public school in Cambridge and was founded in 1875. A public school in England means that parents of attending children pay for the education and that the school is not funded by the state. The Lees was originally established as a boarding school to teach just the boys of the Methodist Church, but now admits girls and boys of all faiths. The school has long-held connections with the South Pacific island kingdom of Tonga, whose royal children come here to be educated. On your left, if you look to your right, you will see a small river running alongside the road. This is known as Hobson's Brook, from the village of 9 Wells to the point where it divides into a stream, and an artificial channel called Hobson's Conduit. The monument ahead of the bus on the right-hand side of the roundabout is called the Hobson's Conduit Monument and is topped by a golden pineapple, a symbol that denotes great wealth. The conduit is named after Thomas Hobson, a local carrier and city benefactor who was responsible for bringing fresh water into the city. The water flowed along the new river and into runnels at the side of Trumpington Street. You can still see the runnels on either side of the road ahead.
Trinity College, না? বাবা ভেঙে যাবে, ভেঙে যাবে। ইস রাম, এটা শেষ, না? শেষ,
দে বাবা দে।
এটা টাইম শেষ।
Here, here.
Keep that.
ভেঙে যাবে।
As long as it was the one closest to the door, as this was the most rested.
Hospital.
This gave rise to the English phrase, Hobson's choice, which means no choice at all.
Judge.
The elegant building coming up on your right-hand side is the Judge Institute of Management Studies,
ওই যে
named
ম্যানেজমেন্ট
after
স্টাডিজ,
its principal benefactor, Sir Paul Judge.
দেখো
The building
ম্যানেজমেন্ট
dates back to
স্টাডিজ।
1740 and was the original home of Addenbrooke's Hospital. This hospital was founded to provide treatment for the poor people in Cambridge who could not afford to pay for medical care. Brown's restaurant to the right used to be the outpatients department. The modern Addenbrooke's Hospital has now moved to a large new site on the outskirts of the city, complete with research facilities.
Hospital college ছিল আগে, hospital.
বিশাল। ওই যে দেখো ওরা চলে যাচ্ছে, নেমে যাচ্ছে, আমি হেঁটে হেঁটেই দেখবো।
After we pass the museum, the college coming up on your left behind the iron railings is Peterhouse, founded in 1284. This is the oldest college in Cambridge and also one of the smallest.
খুলে খাবি।
Famous alumni from Peterhouse include Frank Whittle, who invented the jet engine, Charles Babbage, the father of the modern computer, and more recently Sam Mendes, the film director.
হবে না, হবে না, হবে না, হবে না,
If
পাইপ
you look
নাই।
to the right,
Pipe
you'll
নাই,
see
নিচে
Pembroke
যাবে।
College, founded in 1347. The college chapel with the cupola on top was designed by Sir Christopher Wren, and was his first completed commission. Sir Christopher was a professor of astronomy at Oxford, and perhaps his most famous work is St Paul's Cathedral in London. A former student here was Britain's youngest ever Prime Minister, William Pitt the Younger, who took office at the age of 24. On the corner to the right is the Church of Simbottle. He is one of the patron saints of travellers, and his churches are traditionally located near to town entrance gates. On the corner of the tower you can see two sundials engraved into the stonework.
নোংরা 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 বাবা, নোংরা 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 নোংরা, মাকড়সা কামড় দিবে। এটা দেখ,
As cats. After we pass the museum, the college coming up on your left behind the iron railings is Peterhouse, founded in 1284. This is the oldest college in Cambridge and also one of the smallest. Famous alumni from Peterhouse include Frank Whittle, who invented the jet engine, Charles Babbage, the father of the modern computer, and more recently Sam Mendes, the film director. If you look to the right, you'll see Pembroke College, founded in 1347. The college chapel with the cupola on top was designed by Sir Christopher Wren, and was his first completed commission. Sir Christopher was a professor of astronomy at Oxford, and perhaps his most famous work is St Paul's Cathedral in London. A former student here was Britain's youngest ever Prime Minister, William Pitt the Younger, who took office at the age of 24. On the corner to the right is the Church of Simbottle. He is one of the patron saints of travellers, and his churches are traditionally located near to town entrance gates. On the corner of the tower you can see two sundials engraved into the stonework.
Soundtrack as well, yeah. This is quite good stuff.
এর জন্যই আমরা কত সুন্দরভাবে ঘুরছি। পুরো লাগাতে গেলে খুব সুন্দরভাবে তোলা যায় না, ওটা আমাকে করবো। ঠিক করে বলো বাবা। ভালো করছে এই বাসটা, অনেকটা উঁচু। কয়টা অবধি বাসটা বললো?
10:06
10 বাবা 10:30টা।
ওইখান থেকে লাস্ট বাস ছাড়বে 6:10 ওইখান থেকে।
Famous alumni from Peterhouse include Frank Whittle, who invented the jet engine, Charles Babbage, the father of the modern computer, and more recently Sam Mendes, the film director.
We'll see if you took it in.
হ্যাঁ
লেফট সাইডে
এটা বাবা দেখ কি সুন্দর, দেখ 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 দেখার মতো।
আর থাকলে ওটা সুবিধা হয়।
কি করে রে?
After we pass the museum, the college coming up on your left behind the iron railings is Peterhouse, founded in 1284. This is the oldest college in Cambridge and also one of the smallest. Famous alumni from Peterhouse include Frank Whittle, who invented the jet engine, Charles Babbage, the father of the modern computer, and more recently Sam Mendes, the film director. If you look to the right, you'll see Pembroke College, founded in 1347. The college chapel with the cupola on top was designed by Sir Christopher Wren, who was his first completed commission. Sir Christopher was a professor of astronomy at Oxford, and perhaps his most famous work is St Paul's Cathedral in London. A former student here was Britain's youngest ever Prime Minister, William Pitt the Younger, who took office at the age of 24. On the corner to the right is the Church of Simbottle. He is one of the patron saints of travellers, and his churches are traditionally located near to town entrance gates.
বাবা এখানে বসবি, ওই পেছনে
On the
বসবি।
corner of the tower you can see two sundials engraved into the stonework.
He said.
Hmm.
He said.
এদিকে বস, পেছন থেকে যা।
On our right is St Catherine's College, known locally as Cats, which was founded in 1473. St Catherine is the patron saint of scholars. Coming up on the right is Queen's College, founded by two queens, Margaret of Anjou, wife of King Henry VI, and Elizabeth Woodville, wife of King Edward IV. Queen's College is built on both sides of the River Cam and is linked by a wooden bridge, known as the Mathematical Bridge. You will see the bridge on the right-hand side as we cross the river. The Mathematical Bridge is built with straight pieces of timber and was constructed in 1749. Legend has it that originally the bridge was built on mathematical principles, without bolts or nails, until one night several hundred years ago, a group of students decided to dismantle the bridge and were then unable to rebuild it. We are approaching our stop in Silver Street, which is ideal for those of you who might like to take a leisurely punt tour along the River Cam to see the backs of the colleges, or along the River Granta towards the pretty village of Grantchester.
Yet.
Please ask your driver about the discounted tickets that are available. If you are leaving the tour at this point, we would like to thank you for travelling with City Sightseeing and hope that you have enjoyed your journey. Please remember to take all your belongings with you and to retain your tickets for future discounts with us as advertised in your brochure.
এখান থেকে শুরু করে
Oh.
We will now have a brief stop to